All right, everybody, welcome to The Troy Show. This is Troy. I am your host of the beloved The Troy Show. Thank you for listening, and thank you also for downloading the show. If you wouldn't mind, please go to iTunes, and when you download, leave a comment. If you want to leave a very good comment, that will look good on me. And iTunes will see the show, and they'll say, look at all these fabulous, great comments. This must be a great, great show. And then they'll promote it, and it'll make it to the very front page of the podcast section, and everybody will love the show. Now, I need to tell you that I view my role as the host of The Troy Show as someone who needs to tell you the truth on things that are serious. Things that matter, things that could affect you. You may or may not know this, but a few weeks ago, several Walmarts closed in the United States. Now, you're thinking that's not a big deal. I mean, Walmarts close all the time. Well, this is a big deal because there is a conspiracy behind it. Because 5 different Walmarts closed, I believe 5 of them, and they all closed because, quote, there was a pipe leak problem. So, but there's got to be more to it than that. And so with me today is somebody who is going to tell us exactly what is going on. My brother, Trey O'Donohoe, who lives in Florida and has experienced this firsthand. Trey, welcome to the program.
Good afternoon, Troy. How are you today?
Oh, man, I am so good. It is so good to have you on the show. Hey, tell us what is going on in Florida.
Well, before we start, Mr. O'Donohoe, I would like to begin by apologizing to your audience because recently I have suffered a back injury. So the doctor has me on some medication that might make me a little bit loopy, or I may stumble through my words.
Are you stoned right now, Trey?
I am not stoned in the terms of Colorado stoned. I am stoned in terms of some muscle relaxers and some other things that the doctor has given me. So I want to start off by just apologizing to your 3 listeners, Kristen, Kristen, Cody, and Mom. If I forget to tell you,
right.
Happy Mother's Day.
Right. Yeah. Mom has actually stopped listening to the program.
Oh, okay. Well, then you're 2 listeners, so I apologize if I stumble through my words. You kind of stole a little bit of my thunder, but basically, let me also say that I am currently in hiding, believe it or not, because I'm in hiding in a undisclosed location in a hotel, because I'm not saying I believe this to be true or not true. However, I do believe that me talking about this to other people has kind of put a bullseye on my back.
No, wait a second. Who is this bullseye from? Who is going to be seeking after you after doing this interview?
Well, there is a belief that there is a secret society known as the Illuminati. and some of the highest members of our government, such as Obama, George Bush, even people like Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Wait, hold on. Jay-Z, is he in the government? Has he recently been elected into the government?
Well, if you were paying any attention to what I said, I said secret society that he's a part of.
Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize. Please continue.
No, that is quite all right. Please concentrate. I don't have much time.
No, I understand. I understand.
Yeah. He is not a part of our government. And again, I'm not saying saying this is what I believe, but this is what certain people believe, that these people are a part of a secret society known as the Illuminati.
Yes.
And basically their goal is to create a one-world government, which is what a lot of people believe that I'm about to talk about. They believe that this is the start of this transition. Would you like me to continue into the details?
Well, let me ask you this. So, is President Obama, is he currently involved in wanting this one world government?
A lot of people believe that this is true, and I'm sorry, I need to back up. The reason I'm in hiding is because I do believe that the government is after me. I woke up this morning and there was a nail in my tire.
There's a nail in your tire.
How did that nail get there?
That is a good question. What now? Okay, all right. Why do you think the government is after you? First of all, let me ask you this. Is this the medication talking, or have you felt this way for a while?
This is not the medication. The fact of the matter is, this morning there was a nail in my tire, and I had to get a new tire.
Okay.
I don't know how that nail got there. Did I just happen to run over a nail, or did somebody put that there as a signal that, hey, you better watch what you're doing?
That is a good question. Now, tell me, why do you think the U.S. government, is it just the U.S. government, or is it the world government totally that's after you right now?
That's a good question. And again, I'm not saying that I believe any of this is true.
Yeah.
I'm just giving you the information that I've read about and that I've seen.
Okay.
I am not, by any stretch of the imagination, a conspiracy theorist.
Right.
But there are some things that I have read that are pretty strange, and I have voiced some of this to 2 or 3 people in my office, and I believe there's a chance that one of them may be a rat, and they ratted me out to the government, and now the government's after me.
Okay, so the company you work for, which we will not name, I will not name your company because I too am concerned for your safety. So you believe that the government has implanted somebody in the business you work for?
I believe that there is a chance that this could be true.
Okay.
But again, maybe I just ran over a nail.
Yeah, true.
I just think it's very coincidental that I mentioned this to some of my fellow coworkers.
Yeah.
Yesterday, and I wake up today and there's a nail in my tire.
Right. Okay. Now, tell me, Trey, what is it that, because I think one thing that you're about to share with us is something that I actually called our mother about. And she said recently that she went to Walmart, and because she used to go there all the time. She would just go there and walk, and when our grandmother was alive, they would go there, and that was kind of their exercise. They would go there and walk around the store, and that was their pastime. They did that. Now, our mother told me this week that she will not go there anymore. And are you okay?
Yes. This medication is causing me to have a lot of phlegm.
Okay.
So you have to bear with me.
Okay. But she said that certain events that have transpired, beginning with a story that you revealed to me earlier in the week, has caused her to lose all desire in going to Walmart. In fact, she is scared now whenever she sees somebody in an Army uniform. in fatigues. So tell us a little bit about what happened to you recently that has our mother terrified.
Well, here's the deal. And again, I preference this with the fact that I don't necessarily believe this to be true or not true. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Right.
I'm just giving you the information that I have found.
Right.
But basically what's going on this summer, the military will be performing an operation that they are calling the Jade Helm 15 initiative.
Right.
Basically what this is that soldiers will be operating amongst us normal citizens, performing different operations, and this is going to take place in 8 states in which the government has labeled as hostile states for this training.
Right.
These states include California, Nevada, Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, Texas, and beautiful Florida, in which I reside.
Now, wait. Hold on a second. Are you sure that you want to share with the audience where you live?
I mean, Florida's a pretty big state.
Okay.
You never know. I may be out in the middle of the Everglades. You know
okay.
what I mean?
Okay. So you may or may not be telling us the truth about where your current location is.
I would say that I may be telling the truth about my current location.
Okay. I feel better because, again, Trey, I am concerned for your safety. Please.
Somebody puts a nail in my tire. What's the next step?
Right. Okay. So what happened?
Okay. So look, basically, the military is claiming this to be just an exercise. Okay.
Yeah.
And their quote is, quote unquote, "The nature of warfare is always changing." And U.S. Army Special Operation Command's missions is to make certain the Army various special operations operation forces are trained, equipped, and organized to successfully conduct worldwide special operations in support of our nation's interests.
Okay. So they are doing this exercise in order to accomplish what? What are they wanting to accomplish?
Basically, what they are claiming that they are wanting to accomplish is to basically be prepared if there was any attempted takeover, by another country or something like that. They want to, I guess, get their soldiers prepared to operate within our borders, I guess is what they're trying to say.
Okay. Now, do you believe there is also some conspiracy talk that this is the government training the military to get us ready for martial law? Do you believe in that?
Well, again, I preference this with I'm not saying I believe or I don't believe, but there's a lot of people that do believe that they are preparing us for martial law, and the thought behind it is the whole goal of the aforementioned Illuminati is to create a one world government.
Okay.
And in order to do this, they're going to have to eliminate a large percentage of the U.S. population. And what the thought is that they're coming in with the cover of this being a military operation, but what they're really doing is they're preparing to get soldiers out in these states to prepare to implement martial law on the U.S. citizens.
Okay.
And the other thing about it is, recently, as you mentioned, there's been several Walmarts that have shut down.
Yeah, and that is one of my major questions here. First of all, I have two questions. My first question is, how often do aliens from outer space visit you? Does this happen often?
I can't recall that I've ever been visited by an alien, so I'm not quite sure if I don't know. I kind of feel like you may be perhaps making a joke, or maybe
no. This is serious, because I want to know. First of all, I want to make sure that this is not the medication talking. Okay.
This is not the medication, and this is not necessarily me talking.
Okay. All right. Now, tell me what the Walmart situation. What is going on with the Walmarts?
All right. Well, basically, on April the 16th, there were 5 or 6 Walmarts across the country that all closed down at exactly 7 o'clock on April 16th. All of them. All of them closed down at the exact same time. And they claim that there were plumbing issues, as you mentioned, at all of these Walmarts. So, basically, all these Walmarts across the country all had the same exact plumbing problem, and they all shut down at 7 o'clock on April the 16th from the same issue.
Right, and there is actually some strange things with that, because they gave, each of the stores gave their employers 5 hours notice, and when they closed the stores, they didn't even clear off their shelves, so everybody was confused. I mean, you went into work that morning, there was no indication at all. Is this correct, that there was no indication at all before this that the store was going to close down? This just happened within 5 hours notice.
Well, I don't work at Walmart, so I don't know the answer to that.
Okay.
But what I can tell you is what I've read, and what I understand is there was no warning, no indication. They just, within 5 hours, they've noticed that they're shutting down.
Okay. Well, tell me, what happened to you at Walmart recently?
Well, I think I need to also point out that all these Walmarts, they just happen to be in the same states that the Jade Helm initiative has taken place, which a lot of people find interesting. So that's kind of what ties everything together.
Right.
Is that all these Walmarts shut down in the states that the Jade Helm operation is going on. So a lot of people believe that Walmart, because Walmart does have some ties to the government, and a lot of people believe that basically what's happening is there's a couple things. They're going to use these Walmarts as quote unquote concentration camps. They're going to use it as places to house U.S. citizens, such as you or me or anybody else. They're going to use that as basically a prison.
Right.
And a lot of people believe that there are underground tunnels that are underneath Walmarts, and they all lead to the Denver airport, which is where the Illuminati has their main complex underneath the Denver airport.
Okay.
So this is going to allow them to transport undesirables back and forth between the tunnels. So
now, who would be considered the undesirables?
It's going to be you, me. I mean, anybody that is I guess outside the realm of what this one world government stands for.
Okay, and what in your opinion, what does this? Why would they consider me an undesirable? Is it because maybe of my values, my morals, or is it because of maybe my political leanings, or what would point me as being an undesirable?
Well, again, I am not a part of the government. I'm not a part of the Illuminati, so I don't know what their thinking is or what they would consider to be an undesirable. So it's really hard for me to answer that question.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Well, tell me, we have about 9 minutes left. Tell me what has happened to you recently.
Well, recently, there just happens to be one of the Walmarts that is shut down about a mile down the street from where I live. And I went there the other day because I had heard the rumors, but I didn't, rumors are rumors, so, I kind of wanted to see it with my own eyes. So I went there, and I came to find a Walmart with a completely empty parking lot and security guards everywhere.
Now, were these like military security guards, or were they like hired cops, or what describe them?
Well, I would say they had the appearance of being hired cops.
Okay.
But do we know that they're really hired cops?
No.
Or are they part of the operation where they're undercover as normal citizens?
No, we don't know that. Right, that is a really good question. The government tries to deceive us all the time, and if they're going to deceive us into believing that these Walmarts just closed because of water pipes breaking, then yeah, they're going to lie to us about who are guarding these Walmarts. So, okay, so you go to these Walmarts and you approach one of the security guards.
This is correct, yes.
Okay, what happened next?
Well, one of my greatest gifts in life is the fact that I'm very good at playing dumb. So although there was not a single car in the parking lot, and although there were security guards everywhere, I pulled up to the front of the Walmart, and I attempted to enter the building as if I was going to go buy my tuna fish like I usually do.
Right.
And
okay.
One of the security guards approached me and said, basically that, that the store is closed for the next 6 months.
Now, was he armed at all?
I would have to suspect that he probably was. I did not notice anything, but I would have to imagine that he probably was.
Okay.
But I can't say that I noticed any type of weapons on him. But
sure. So tell me about the conversation.
Well, I simply asked him. I said, what's going on here? And he said, basically that the Walmart was closed for the next 6 months. And I proceeded to ask him why. And he answered by telling me that they were having plumbing problems.
Right.
Now, I don't know if you're familiar with the TV show Curb Your Enthusiasm and Larry David.
Yes.
But the conversation kind of went towards kind of like a Seinfeld-type conversation where I basically said, are you sure that's the reason why they're closed? And he proceeded to tell me that is what they've told him to tell us.
Now, who is they? Who is the they that told them to tell you that?
Well, we've been on the phone long enough. I would think that you would have figured it out by now, but I would have to assume that they would be the secret society,
the Illuminatis.
Correct.
Okay. Now, since then, we have about 4 minutes. Since then, you revealed to me some interesting things. That first of all, you I believe you mentioned that as you were driving off, it appeared to you that they were jotting down your license plate.
That is correct. Yes.
Okay. Now, what has been going on since then? Have you been on the run since then?
Well, I don't know if you have. I don't know if you're maybe doing some other things while we're talking, and not really paying attention. But I don't know if you recall in the beginning of the conversation, I mentioned that there was a nail in my tire. So obviously,
right.
They got my license plate, figured out where I lived, and then put a nail in my tire. So, is this the beginning? I don't know. I mean, is it going to escalate? I don't know.
Well, a couple of things that have me concerned is some of the things you mentioned to me that have happened to you since then. Is you've had some tremendous back pain. And,
that is correct, as I mentioned earlier.
Correct. And you also mentioned to me that I believe it was the same day or maybe the day after, you had the worst experience you ever had at a local Mexican restaurant.
That is correct.
Do you feel like that's related?
Well, let me put it this way. I have a beautiful 2-year-old daughter.
You do.
Your three audiences of your three members of your audience, they know.
Right.
And I took her to a Mexican restaurant that had just opened down the street, coincidentally down the street from the Walmart.
Right.
And I went in there, and the waitress approached us and said, "Would you like to start with a drink?"
Right, which is typical.
Yes, and I said, of course, I would like a margarita, and my lady friend here, who is my daughter, would like some milk.
Right.
Well, she proceeded to tell me that they don't have milk.
Mm-hmm. That is
a restaurant that doesn't have milk.
Yes. That is there's something curious about that.
Well, to take it a step further, she gave me a menu, and I expressed to her that I would like to have a kids menu as well. Well, they don't have a kids menu either.
Okay.
Why would they not have a kids menu, Troy? Why would they not have a kids menu?
Well, that is a good question, Trey, and we will have. I do want to have you back on because I'm sure there is more to this, and unfortunately, we are out of time. Would you be willing to come back on the program?
I'd have to think about it because, to be honest with you, I feel like you didn't really listen to half of what I had to say, and I don't know. I have to think about it.
Okay. Well, think about that, and I'd love to have you back on. Now, in the few moments we have left, my phone is actually about to die, and we have about a minute left. In this final minute, is there anything you would like to share, kind of maybe a closing thought or just a few words before you leave us?
Well, to close, I guess I would like to express that, again, I don't necessarily believe this to be true. I don't necessarily believe it to be false. But, as we all know, there are alien bases on the moon, and as we all know, there are alien bases in the ocean, and they're hiding that from us as well. So, who can we trust?
That's right. Well, Trey, my brother, thank you so much for being on the show. And we will have you back on. I'm fascinated by these things, and I would be fascinated to know what else happens to you. Now, folks, if you are listening to this program, this is very serious stuff. This is not a joke. So download the episode and forward it on to your friends so that they know also. Go to facebook.com/TheTroyShow and like the page. Go to 707-874-TROY and leave a voicemail with your thoughts on this matter. Maybe you've had some experiences, too, that you would like to share with the audience. So until we meet again, my friends, take care.